What? All right, let's bring our guest today. We've got Jade Richardson in the house. Let's give her a warm TDH welcome. Here we go. Ooh, woo!
Good morning.
Good morning, Jade.
Welcome. How are
Hello,
you?
how are you? I'm
Yeah,
okay. I'm
we
sorry,
happy.
Sandra, to disappoint you, but I am St. George's all the way.
He's done this purposefully all month. There hasn't been a
St.
single
George's.
guest where we've been on together that has been for Somerset. Not a single guest.
First off, folks, audience, let me be clear. I'm glad that's happened, but I don't make the guests for the show. Jade, this is our first time meeting, right?
That's right. I never
All right.
met you before.
And even if it
It
weren't,
was
we
St.
would have said
George's.
that. Yeah.
It does not mean that behind the scenes, Shanta didn't send you a message initially. Are you Somerset or St. George's? St. George's. Oh, we
She
can
did
show
not.
you this day.
Okay.
She did not.
She probably did. But you know what, Jade? Before we get into the conversation of why you're here, just let us. What do you have like a memorable cup match experience?
My most memorable cup match experience. I would have to say probably being a teenager and busting out my best outfits. I used to come up with some outfits as a teenager. So I have looked back in the past at old outfits that I've worn and just looking at it as a memory within itself. I would never wear it now. But
As long as
the
you weren't
outfits that I
looking
would
like
come up with, I had on blue and blue.
Well, I mean, no, but as Sancha said, as long as it weren't one of those tail kind of experiences, which I highly doubt.
No, I didn't have one. No big coat.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. That brother, boy, he needs some help. But Jay, let's get into it. Just tell the audience, you're here, you are, and I just want to big shout out to NMAC as usual, doing their thing. Always out in the community. But just tell us a bit about your background. You know, who is Jade Richardson?
Absolutely. So, first off, my name is Jade Richardson. I am a medical student at St. George's University School of Medicine in Grenada. I have worked at North Shore Medical for 5 years. I started in February of 2018, and then I went off to school in August of 2019, and where I was accepted into their 6-year medical program. So it's been a journey. I owe it all to Dr. Braun, of course, to God. Dr. Braun has been a tremendous support to me. I am very thankful for him. I will always say it, no matter, I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but I will always express my gratitude to him. He knew the dream that I had intended to achieve, and he definitely paved the way for me and made it possible. So I will always be appreciative. I will always be in debt to him, and that is on camera.
It's interesting because I don't like to talk about his story with him not present, and he and I fight and argue behind the scenes because I keep wanting him to share his story because it's incredible. And I don't want to tell other people's story, but he and I's relationship off the screen, we'll get before the cameras one day and tell it. But to hear you say that means a lot. And I say this because he and I obviously sat in the same classroom for many years, and to see that someone is sitting here and saying how they're inspired and thankful and grateful for what he's done. That's what it's all about. That's how things should be.
Absolutely.
But in saying that, because just thinking of his story, and this question comes from the story, like I know from him, Dr. Kaiwan Brown, I mean, he's one person that always knew what he wanted to do and where he wanted to go. Like, what led you, where did your inspiration and interest in the medical field come from?
So I always had a zeal for science, I'll say. I always loved science. It was always one of my favorite subjects. However, a traumatic experience that occurred in my life actually pushed me in this direction. So in 2013, I lost my only brother. He was everything to me. He was my total world. And when that happened, I remember, and this is a personal story, but I don't mind sharing it because it is a part of who I am today. So the doctor that, was, trying to, I guess, resuscitate him, came in and said that there was nothing that they could have done to prevent it. Like the only way was if there was a doctor at the scene of his incident that occurred. And so that always resonated in my mind for years. And then like it hit me, I think in about 2016, 17. I was in Texas doing in college doing doing part of my undergrad, and I said, you know what? I think this is what I need to do. This is what's going to help me make a difference. This is what's going to create a beautiful story. This is going to be an incredible journey for me, and this is what I need to do. And so that's when I went ahead and took the steps that I needed to do to get where I am now. So it wasn't an easy decision to make because I did have a lot of doubt in my mind. I wasn't sure if I was smart enough to do it, and I didn't know that I had the academics to do it. But I've proven myself to be worthy as I've gone on. Hmm.
I absolutely love that. Things that happen. Death is something that there's no coming back from it. And we obviously those of us who are left here, we have to somehow find a way to keep going, and to find that sort of inspiration that you've done is actually incredible. And I hope that someone out there tuned in right now is inspired or empowered by what you just said, because trust me, that was a beautiful story, and I really do hope that it connects with someone out there.
Not everybody is able to turn their pain into purpose.
Yeah.
The fact that you were able to turn that pain, I mean, when people experience traumatic, situations like that, it can go far left, and you can be angry for a very long time. And the fact that you turned that into a purpose, it's amazing. You know what I mean?
Thank
I'm
you so much.
so happy to hear that. But I mean, you were the recipient of the NMAC scholarship. What does it mean to receive the scholarship? What does it
Oh
mean?
my gosh. I am so humbled by the opportunity, especially because it's given me the finances I need towards something that is a dream. It's a lifestyle that um, I'm excited to begin, and for them to have seeing me, as someone that could embody everything that MX stands for is just a beautiful thing, and I'm very blessed and thankful to have been rewarded it. So, just for those who don't know, it is a $10,000 scholarship, and I get it every year. So it is a big, big, big blessing. I'm very thankful. Mhm.
So you said that it's a 6-year program. You've been there for 5 years now.
Four.
Right? Four.
I've been at North Shore Medical for 5.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So,
Yeah,
but
it's okay.
you're nearing the end. Yeah.
Mhm.
Does it feel like that to you?
It does. It does feel like that in a way, but then sometimes it's like it feels like it's never ended. Especially because I have exams every 3.5 weeks. Like
Oh
at
my
that
goodness.
4th week mark, so I'm always preparing for exams. So it's always a challenge. But as I like to
Hold
tell
on.
people,
Through,
I love to embrace my challenges. I
throughout
love
the
I
year.
love to.
So throughout the year, you have exams every 3 weeks.
No, not throughout the year, in my semesters. So I
Oh,
have them every 3 weeks. Like every 3 weeks, I have an exam coming. So I'm always preparing for an exam. Hmm.
that's intense.
Always. It's
That's
a large demand, but it's
so.
incredible.
What do you hope to do once you've completed your studies?
Mm. So I would like to come back and return to Bermuda, obviously, to see that I can help those who are suffering with severely chronic illnesses. So I want to do internal medicine. That's the specialty that I love to do. That's the one that's shown the most interest to me at this point. I would like to subspecialize in something else. I'm not sure yet, but I do want to do something with chronic illnesses because I see that that's a need in Bermuda. I see that that's something that um, you know we kind of let shy away at times. So that's something that I would love to work and help to better, especially.
All right. Folks, if you have any questions or comments for Jade, please send them through. But there are quite a few people in the audience, Jade, that are happy that you're a St. George's fan. So I just want to let you know that. And then some people just sending you love, so proud of you. And Michelle White says, it's beautiful that you've been able to take such a tragic situation and turn it into a personal success story. Carol Joel Ramirez says, so proud of you, Jade. You are certainly worthy. Let me just ask this. Based on your own experience and your growth and your journey, what advice would you give to someone? Because I had a very strange outlook when it came to academics. You said something just now in terms of, and are you something to the effect, are you smart enough to do this or something? I never wanted to go to graduate school because I'm like, I'm no good at math. I'm going to get an MBA and things like that. What advice would you give someone who is hesitant about maybe pursuing their goals or dreams or aspirations because they feel that way about themselves?
Excellent question. This is actually one of my favorite questions because I love to give this answer. I quickly learned in medical school that it's not how smart you are, it's how determined you are, it's how far you're willing to go to ensure the end goal happens. And that's something that I live by. I work very hard. Some nights I don't get to sleep, but because I have the drive and because I am a very determined person, I'm not going to let anything stop me. I recently, was sick last year. It was a very difficult experience. And I was in the hospital, but I was taking my exams in that hospital. You know what I mean? And so then you know that this is what you're called to do. You're willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that it happens. And I know that I couldn't have done that, without the grace of God.
Mhm.
I couldn't have done that without the support from my parents, Dr. Braun. They greatly helped me. Dr. Essick as well, Dr. Bennett, all of these lovely doctors, Dr. Simmons, all of these people were encouraging me. And so that's what got me through. So
Mhm.
make sure you have a strong support system. Make sure that you are determined and willing to go as far as you need to achieve your dreams because anything is possible. And the sky is never too high,
Mhm.
never too high.
And you've mentioned Dr. Brown a couple of times. I
Mhm.
just want to talk. What has the experience at NMAC done for your growth in this
Mhm.
space?
I'm glad you asked that. So actually, this summer, I've had the opportunity to work alongside Dr. Aswick. And it's hilarious because a lot of the things that I have studied my previous term have come back into fruition here. So I've had a few patients that have had some of the illnesses that I've studied. And so it's been an incredible experience to be able to see what's happening from the textbooks in real life.
Mhm.
So that's been incredible. And just being able to accumulate all of this knowledge, it's just been a blessing. And it's
Mhm.
something that I that has helped me greatly. I still feel that I am studying, even though I'm on my break and I do leave next week to return. But even though I'm on my break, I still feel like I'm getting like my mind is still working
Mhm.
medically. It's still thinking clinically, and it's training me to think more clinically. So
Mhm.
that's something that's been really helpful, and I know it will be helpful, especially for my next upcoming term.
All righty. Jade, they sending you support. We've got Jacqueline Eve who says, "Congrats, Jade! What a life testimony that you are fulfilling." And Rondell Richardson, so proud of you, Jade. St. George's. Yep, I like how she added that at the end. Headley and Stevenson Swan says, "Go, Jade! I'm extremely proud and excited for you." Sharon Simmons says, awesome interview, Jade. So proud of you. And Charmaine Richardson says, proud of you, Jade. She's unfortunately
That's
for
my
St. George.
mom.
Like her dad. All right, Miss Richardson. All right. Like her daddy. Like her daddy. Hey. Dad made a great choice.
Jamal, I always give you these links to people after the fact, right?
Give it to us. That's right. Come on now. Then who we know?
So Jade is Maddox's cousin.
I am. I
Yes.
am.
Maddox is her son, audience.
Sorry, yes, no, that's very close cousin. So I need to talk to your mom about you being for St. George's.
Bless.
Love, listen, love her. We need to talk about this.
I wish you would have kept this one for after the show.
No,
Then come on.
seriously, Jade used to come and see Miss Seymour all the
That's my
time.
favorite auntie. That's
Yeah,
right.
Oh wow.
all
Mhm.
the
Wow.
time. And
Mhm.
even when she would come visit her in the restaurant, and Jade would sit there for hours talking
with tea.
Just has this caring, warming energy about her, which I feel like
But
I
that
understand why you study in medicine.
and that leads
Thank
to
you.
another question.
Thank you so much.
But that leads to another question because just Sancha saying that reminded me of when my mom was in the hospital. How important is personality to the job that you want to do?
Incredibly important. There is nothing worse than when someone is in healthcare and they have a sour attitude or they have no compassion in their heart. That is probably one of my biggest pet peeves. I believe that having a good bedside manner is one of the most important characteristic skills that you need in medicine because, and especially because I know what it's like to be a patient. I feel like I'm able to give that better because I know what was lacking when I was sick. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so when you have those personal experiences, they can help you. But having a bedside manner that is positive, that is kind, is something that Bermuda doors need. And I hope that those that are studying medicine or anticipate to study medicine or are currently studying medicine are going in with that kind of mindset because you cannot be self-centered in this field. This is a field where you have to have a beautiful heart. You have to be kind, but you also have to be tough. You also have to be able to treat people with respect, even when they're disrespecting you. And that can be a challenge, but it's something that is essential and vital to ensure that professionalism is maintained and also to ensure that the patient is comfortable. That is nothing more important than that.
I want to pick up on something else. You keep mentioning God, and I think we live in a time where so many people are so far removed from that. How important is your faith in what you're trying to do?
I would not be where I am today without my faith. It's actually making me teary-eyed because God has been um, a key figure in my life. And without him, I would not have reached this opportunity where I am today. And I'm very thankful. Aunt Jan used to say, Sancha, you would remember this. Aunt Jan always used to say to continue to fight the good fight of faith. And that's what I did while I was sick. And had I not, I probably wouldn't have survived. And so faith is what brings me through. Faith is what I continue to embody as I carry on. I always ask God approval before I do anything, before I make a decision. That is something that I continue to live by, and it helps me. And it's a blessing when you have support system that sees faith as the same thing. Dr. Braun has a beautiful faith as well. Uh, Most of the physicians that I am, really close with, faith has been an essential part of their career. And so that's what I continue to strive to have as I continue.
And
You got me back here crying.
I'm sorry, Sacha. But I know Aunt Jan always used to say that you have to fight the good fight of faith. And I always try to live that way. And she taught her sons that as well. Jesse and Jordan know that's what their mama lived by. And so that's what I continue to live by as well.
I mean, I didn't mean to make anyone actually emotional, but there are times when I say this very comment. We wake up, we do this show daily, and it shows like this. There's people like you, there are characters like you that really, I say to Sancho or Sherry and Maya Larry, like, this is why we get up and keep doing this. Just yesterday, someone sent a message and said, thank you for being consistent in what you do, because you don't have to do it. But I do feel like we have to do it, because my hope is that someone will reach out to you or Dr. Brown or even us to get your information because of what you have shared today. So thank you so much. And there's so many other comments. Sancha, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, thank you, Jade. Thank you. I didn't know. I know. So I didn't know that you were in medical school. honestly, Jamal, so I knew Jade as Jesse's cousin. She would come to the house, and I knew that you and Miss Seymour had a very special relationship, right? And I didn't know anything else. I didn't know that you weren't doing well, especially when Miss Seymour was in the hospital last year, and I know that that was difficult. So to see you come on and be able to speak to you today, it warms my heart. It makes me so happy to see that you're doing so well, and I know she would be so proud.
And Jay, let me say this before you go. I don't know your mom, but I'm on your side. St. George's all the way.
That's right. That's right. Thank you guys so
But
much.
I think
Can I just say one? Can
Sure.
I just say one thing? I just want to shout out our patients at NMAC. We love you. We appreciate you. We thank you for making it with us 10 years. This was a really big year for us. So I just want to show our appreciation to the staff as well, my colleagues and coworkers, everything that we do here at NMAC, and a lot of things go on behind the scenes that I don't want to go unnoticed. So I just want to shout out the NMAC staff, our patients, our beautiful, lovely patients. I also want to shout out to Miss Hadley Swan. She is a big fan of the Daily Hour, so I want to shout her out, and I want to shout out all the SGU students that are watching right now, and all the future medical students.
Thank you. Jade, please don't be a stranger to this show. We're going to keep in touch about your studies and the like.
Please do.
Yes, for sure. But enjoy the rest of your day. And
Thank you.
Go St. George's. Jade Richardson.
Yes, all the way. Thank you so much.
I'm going to let you all have it.
Folks, if you appreciated that conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. We're going to come back and wrap it up. But I have a lot to say about that conversation. A lot to say. And I really hope that it connects with someone. But in the meantime, give us a love, a like. Please share this conversation with your friends, your family, your WhatsApp groups. Look, the energy she brought shifted my weekend energy. I'm telling you. But stick with us. Here's your final reminder of what's going on tomorrow night, folks. Your final